Dear friends, welcome to Learning About. In this video series, I will be solving the 100 questions of Quantitative Abilities paper in Tier 2 of the Combined Graduate Level Examination organized by the Staff Selection Commission. Now, this paper I am going to solve is from previous year September 2019 paper. And the current year examination is going to be held in the next week, somewhere 15th to 18th November 2020. The examination is going to be held. That's one of the reasons why I'm solving it now. And see, you have 100 questions and only 2 hours duration. So it's highly unlikely that you will be able to solve all the 100 questions. But with a little practice, you can actually achieve that. Now, that's the reason, that's another reason why I'm doing this video now. And so each question has got 2 marks, and there is a negative mark of 0.5 for the wrong answers. And so this is the official syllabus that is given, but we can break this down into the typical quantitative aptitude topics like this. So what I'm trying to say here is that you can expect like 5 to 6 questions in time and work, okay, 6 to 7 questions in time, speed, distance, 7 to 8 questions in geometry, like, okay. So you can break these 100 questions like this, right? And there were a few questions previous year where in the answer key, when the SSC released the answer key, they mentioned that they found discrepancy either in the question or in the answer choice. I've also solved those questions, okay, sometimes with the numbers change. Sometimes I have solved it as it is. So I'll tell you also when I get those questions. Okay. Now let's move to the questions. The first question is on ratio proportion. So it's about 3 people. First, the ratio between the ages of 2 people 5 years ago is given as 4:5, and 5 years hence is given as 6:7, and so if at present C is 10 years younger than B, what will be the ratio of A to C? Okay. Now we can take 4x and 5x as the ages of A and B, like 5 years ago, right? Now between 5 years ago to 5 years hence, there is a difference of 10 years, right? So you add 10 to the numerator and 10 to the denominator, you get the new ratio 6/7. Now solve for x. Now what happens when you solve for x? You get the x value to be 5. Now this 5 you substitute it back for A and B. So like 5 years ago the ages would have been 5 into 4 is 20, 5 into 5 is 25. So now the present age would be like A would be 25 and B would be 30. Now at the same time C is 10 years less than B, so C is 20. Now the what is asked is ratio between A and C. So A is 20 and A is 25 and C is 20. So the ratio is 5:4. That's the answer for the first question. A very simple and straightforward question. Answer is option A, 5:4. Now the second question, the average of 33 numbers is 74. The average of 17 numbers, the first 17 numbers is 72.8, and that of the last 17 numbers is 77.2. If the 17th number, okay, I missed this, okay. If the 17th number is excluded, then what will be the average of the remaining numbers, right? See, the best thing to do here is to go for the shortcut. So shortcut is, so average, if you take like it is sum of all the numbers by number of numbers. Now what is the shortcut? Change in average is equal to change in sum by n. Now that is the shortcut, right? So that's one thing to be remembered. The next thing is, now when you add the first 17 numbers and the last 17 numbers, what you are effectively doing is, when you have 33 numbers, 17th number is the middle number. Okay, 17th number is the middle number. When you are adding the first 17 and the last 17, you are adding the middle number twice. Okay, you are adding the middle number twice. So we can say that now you have 33 numbers whose average is 74, and you have 34 numbers, okay, that is when you add the first 17 and the last 17, okay, first 17 and the last 17, you have 34 numbers whose average is 75. Now from where did I get the 75? This 77.2 and 72.8, 77.2 plus 72.8, okay, now that's 150 and average, right? See, normally this kind of addition by 2 is wrong, but this case it is okay because we have equal number of numbers. So 77.2 also like the average of 70 numbers, and 72.8 is also the average of 70 numbers. So 150 by 2, 75, okay. So in this case we can just directly add and divide by 2, but otherwise if the number of numbers are different you can't do that. So now this 33 numbers, 74 is the average. This, when it is 34 numbers, 75 is the average. Now what is the question? If you remove that 17th number, that is if you have only 32 numbers, if you remove the 17th number, now what is the average? That is the question. Okay, now let us try to solve this question. Now let's come back to this change in average equal to change in sum by n. Okay, now 74 becoming 75, what is the change in average? The change in average is plus 1. The change in average is plus 1, right? Which means that number, that 34th number, okay, has contributed 1 more than the existing average, right? And in terms of sum, it has contributed, there are 34 numbers, right? It has contributed 34 more than the existing average. Now existing average is 74, so 34 more than the existing average is 108, right? So that 17th number is 108. Because please understand, the 33 numbers, how did it become 34? Because you added that 17th number twice. Okay, so because of adding one more time, you got that 34th number, right? Now because of that, the average has increased by 75, which means what? Average has increased by 1 and the sum has increased by 34. So which means that number has contributed 34 more than the existing average. It has contributed 34 more than the existing average. So 34 plus 74, that number is 17th number is 108. Now the question says, what happens now in this 33 into 74? In this 33 into 74, what happens if you reduce that 108, right? See, conventional method anyhow you can solve, right? But the problem with the conventional method is that you have to be very quick. You have to write down 33 into 74. You have to calculate that, okay, and then do it, okay. So that's time consuming one. Now what I'm saying is, now this average of 74 for 33 numbers, right? You remove the 17th number, which is 108. Now the average is 74. If you remove 108, what happens? For 32 people. Now the average, now this again is, we already know the average is 74 and this number has contributed 34 more than the average, right? This number has contributed 34 more than the average, right? Now which means in terms of when you remove this number, the average will become less than 74. The average will become less than 74, right? How much less it will become, right? Little more than 1. Okay, the less will be little more than 1. The last will be little more than 1 because 34 numbers, okay, 33 numbers are there. 33 numbers are there. Now it is going to become 32 and the difference is that is it will be contributing 34 less than the average. So it will be 1 plus something, 1 point something. So the answer would be 70, it will be less than 73. It will be less than 73. So the answer is 72.9 from the given option. See, I don't know it's 72.9 or 72.8. I don't know. That I'm picking it from the answer choice, right? See, the whole thing you can solve in 10 seconds. If you understand that the change in average equal to change in sum by n, right? Now, if you understand this simple concept, you can solve the whole thing in less than 10 seconds. The answer for that question is 72.9. Now, let's move on to the third question. Now, third question, this was one of the questions that was flagged as discrepancy found in answer choice or questions, whatever. But for the given number, this question can be solved. So what is given here? What is given here is that sorry. Selling price. Okay, the profit is, see, a man sells his goods at a certain price, 20% of which is profit. So usually profit, what is profit? Profit is something on the cost price. Okay, so profit percentage we calculate on the cost price. The base is always the cost price. But in this question, it is the selling price. So let us assume if selling price is 100 rupees, right? Then the profit is 20% of that, which means it is 20 rupees. And then the cost price is 80 rupees, right? Now let's continue to read. If the price at which he buys the goods increased by 10%, so he earlier bought it for 80, now it is 88, and the price at which he sells the item and he sells the item at an 8% higher. Okay, so 100 rupees, if he sells at 8% higher, it is 108. Then what will be his profit percentage? So 108 minus 88 upon 88, that will be, the difference will be 20 by 88. That would be like 5 by 22 into 100. Okay, so that's approximately 22.7, because 22 into 22 is 484. Now 500 by so it will be little less than, more than 22 and less than 23. So the answer is 22.7. The fourth question. So it's a question on trigonometry. So the moment you look at the numbers there, right? So certain things you can see. Now what is the relationship between 25 and 65? Now 65 is 90 minus 65. No, I'm sorry, this is not 6, this is theta. Okay, this is theta. Now this is 25 and this is 65. And what is 65? 90 minus 25. And what is the relationship between 78 and 12? Like 90 minus 78 is 12. Okay, so that's one part. The other part is that you must know the popular relationship or formulas like sin square a plus cos square a equal to 1. Now that the moment you look at this, you can, these things you will be able to recollect. Okay, so now let us try to solve this question. So let us write, like this cos 12 minus theta, right? So you cos 12 minus now cos theta is equal to sin 90 minus theta, right? We all know this. Now if that we should write, then we know like 70 sin 78 plus theta minus cos 12 minus theta. You can write it as in terms of sin, you can write it as sin 78 plus theta, right? And this tan square 70 and cosecant square 70, and sorry 20, just keep it as it is. Okay, or even that, okay, the cosecant square 20, you can write it as secant square 70. Okay, so like how we got the relationship for cos theta equal to sin 90 minus theta, we also know secant theta is equal to cosecant 90 minus theta similarly, right? So, and in the denominator you can write this sin 25, this cos 65, you can write it as sin 25 and cos 25, and sin 65 you can write it as cos 25, right? Now this part and now this part and this part, okay, they'll get cancelled. So finally you are left with tan square 70 minus secant square 70 whole divided by sin square 25 plus cos square 25. Now the denominator, we know it is 1. Okay, and there is also one more relationship where we know tan square theta plus 1 equal to secant square theta. So that way you can say the numerator is minus 1. So minus 1 by 1, the answer is option C, minus 1 for the fourth question. Now fifth question is a data interpretation based question, a very simple one. Now the given graph, like shows examinations, like the marks obtained by students in an examination. So for example, 150 to 200, there are 30 students, okay, 200 to 250, there are 45 students and so on. Now let's look at the question. The question asked here is the number of students who obtained less than 300 marks is what percent more than the number of students who obtained 350 or more. Okay, so we want less than 300 and 350 or more. See, less than 300 is this 30, 45 and 60. Okay, so that's 135. So less than 300 is 135, and more than 350, more than 350, it's like this 40 and 35, 75. Okay, so 135 by 75, or if you want to take the difference, like it's 135 by 70 minus 75 to 75 into 100. So that's 60 by 75, which is 4 by 5. So 4/5, it is 80%. That's answer option C. Answer option C. The next question. So point of intersection of the graph of two equations are given. That's the point of intersection is P of alpha comma beta. Now what is the value of 3 alpha minus beta? Now we can take the equations as it is, and we can substitute alpha and beta in place of x and y. So we can write 3 alpha minus 5 beta equal to 19. We can have that as the first equation, and the second equation we can write it as 7 alpha minus 3 beta equal to 1. Now that can be our second equation. Now multiply 1 by 3 and 2 by 5. Now multiply second equation by 5. So you will get 9 alpha minus 15 beta is equal to 57, and 35 minus 15 beta equal to 5. So if you solve for this, you will get alpha is equal to minus 2, and that if you substitute, you will get beta is equal to minus 5. Now this, if you substitute it here, the alpha is equal to minus 2 and beta equal to minus 5, right? You will get this value to be minus 1. That's answer option B. So question number 6 is answer option B. Now to the seventh question. Okay, so this is another area where you can say like search and indices is one of the areas where you get many questions. See, the clue here is, of course, answer choice is a clue, and okay, answer choice is a clue, and then you look at the numbers here. How can we write this? Now we can change this 10 as 5 plus 3 plus 2. Now how I am getting that 5 plus 3 plus 2? Based on the answer choice, I am guessing it. Okay, plus, now this 10 I am writing it as 5 plus 3 plus 2. Then I can write this as 2 into root 6, I can write it as root 3 into 2, minus root 15, I can write it as root 3 into root 5, and minus root 10, I can write it as root 5 into root 2. Right. Now what I have is root 5 minus root 3 minus root 2. I'm sorry, Now what I have here is root of root 3 plus root 2 minus root 5 whole square. Okay, so what is the answer then? The answer is answer choice D. That's question number 7. Now question number 8. The sides PQ and PR of triangle PQR are produced to points S and T respectively. The bisectors of angle SQR and angle TRQ meet at U. If angle QUR equal to 79 degree, then what is the measure of the angle P? Now, so it is given that this is 79 degrees, and these are like, these two lines are angle bisectors. So these two angles are equal and these two angles are equal. Now using this property, that is, since like this QU and QRU are like the angle bisectors, you can write angle QUR is equal to 90 minus half of angle P, right? So if 70, now this is 79, so 90 minus half of angle P is equal to 79. So angle P is equal to 22. That's answer option A for question number 8. Now let's move to the next question. So triangle ABC and triangle DBC are on the same base BC, but on opposite sides of it. If AD and BC intersect each other at O, if AO equal to A centimeter and DO equal to B centimeter, and the area of triangle ABC equal to X centimeter square, then what is the area of triangle DBC, right? And you have 4 choices. Now I think we can draw the diagram like this. Now we can write that if we take the ratio, we can write half into A into base BC by half into B into base BC. Okay, so which is actually leading us to the ratio of A is to B. The area is the ratio of A is to B, right? So now area of the first triangle, okay, triangle ABC is given as X. So we can write X is to area of triangle DBC is equal to A by B, right? Now what we want is area of triangle DBC. Triangle DBC, we can write it as B by A into X. B by A into X. Now that's the third answer choice. That's the third answer choice, B by A into X. That's answer choice 3. Okay, I will show it. Yeah, this is the answer choice. Answer for question number 9. Now the next question, another geometry question, angle based question. In triangle ABC, AB equal to AC and D is a point on BC. If BD equal to 5 centimeter, AB equal to 12 centimeter and AD equal to 8 centimeter, then length of CD is, okay, so this is the diagram. Okay, so we want the length of CD. Okay, so this is what we want, right? So as you might have predicted, we can use Stewart's theorem for this. Now what is Stewart theorems? Now if you have a triangle ABC, like whose lengths are ABC, right, and you have the length of the Sevian as D, right? Now the Stewart theorem is given by B square M plus C square N is equal to A into D square plus Mn. Now this is the Stewart's theorem. Now we can use it here, and we can write like 12 square CD plus 12 square into 5 is equal to 5 plus CD into 8 square plus 5 CD. Okay. Now what we want is CD, right? Now proceed to solve this. If I can write one more step, 144 CD plus 720 is equal to, you will get 5 plus CD into 64 plus 5 CD. Okay, so you will get 5 CD square minus 55 CD plus 400. That's a quadratic equation. So you get CD square minus 11 CD plus 80 equal to 0. So solve, you will get CD equal to 16 centimeter. That's answer option A. So the core idea here is this Tibbetts theorem. Next question. What is the ratio of the third proportional to 0.4 and 0.8 to the mean proportional to 13.5 and 0.24? Now, how do you find the third proportional? Right, so you have 0.4 and 0.8, right? Now the third proportional is 0.8 by x. Okay, 0.8 by x. So in which case you get x is equal to 1.6. The other side you want to find the mean proportional. Okay, so that is 13.5 by y is equal to y by 0.24. Now this is how you get the mean proportional. Okay, so you solve for y, you will get y is equal to 1.8. So 1.6 by 1.8, that's equal to 8 by 9. That's answer option B, right, for question number 11. Now next question. So if root of 10 minus 2 root 21 plus root of 8 plus 2 root 15 is equal to root A plus root B, where A and B are positive integers, then what is the value of root AB closest to 2, right? Now this again based on the given numbers, you can write this part as root of, since you have 21, okay, and 10 here, you can write this is 7 plus 3 minus 2 into root 7 into root 3 plus, here you have 15 and here you have 8, so you can write 8 as 5 plus 3 plus 2 into root 5 into root 3. Okay, now the whole thing is equal to root A plus root B. Now you can simplify this and write root A minus, root 7 minus root 3 whole square. That is root A minus B whole square. Basically it's A minus B whole square, plus this side it is root 5 plus this whole square root of, that's equal to root A plus root B. Okay, so effectively you get root 7 plus root 5 is equal to root A plus root B. This is what you get, right? So you can say A and B are 7 and 5. So root AB is equal to root 35. Okay, now root 35, 36, root 36 you know is 6. So root 35 should be 5.9. That's answer option C. Next question. The area of base of a right circular cone is 400 and its height is 15 centimeter. What is the curved surface area of the cone? Okay. Now, area of a base of a right circular cone is 400. Okay. So that is pi r square is equal to 400. I'm sorry. The area of a base of a right circular cone is 400 pi. The pi is missing here. It's 400 pi, and the height is 15 centimeters. So this pi r square is equal to 400 pi. So from that you will get r is equal to 20, right? And what is required is a curved surface area. Now curved surface area is pi r L. Okay. Now L is r square root of r square plus h square. Okay, so that is L is equal to r square, we know is 400. L is like 15. 15 square is 225. Totally 625. Root of that is 15. I'm sorry, 25. 400 and 225. Totally 625. Root of 625 is 25. That's the slant height L. So 22 by 7. I mean, we'll keep it as 5. Pi into 25 into 25 is L, and this R is 20. So that's 500 pi. Okay, so the answer is this. Sorry, pi is missing in the answer choice. Okay. That's answer option B. 500 pi is the answer for question number 13. Now question number 14. A field roller is in the same of a shape of a cylinder and has got a diameter of 1 meter and a length of 1 meter. I'm sorry, the length is 1 by 4 meters, and if the speed at which the road roller rolls is 14 revolutions per minute, then the maximum area in meter square that it can roll in 1 hour is 3600, 3560, 3960 and 3300. These are the options. Okay. So here pi is 22 by 7, and the length you can take it as 1 by 4, you can take it as 5 by 4, and into diameter is 1 meter, so you can take it as like half a meter, and 14 revolutions per minute, and 1 minute is like in 1 hour. The duration asked is for 1 hour, is 60 minutes. Okay, so solve this, you will get 3300. That's answer option D for question number 14. The next question, if sine square pi minus 3 sine pi plus 2 by cos square pi equal to 1, where pi is between 0 degree to 90 degree, then what is the value of cos 2 pi plus sine 3 pi plus cosecant 2 pi? Now you can substitute, I think you can substitute, okay, the options, I'm sorry, the options are 3 plus root 2 root 3 by 3, 2 plus root 3 by 3, and 3 plus 4 root 3 by 6, and then 9 plus 4 root 3 by 6. Okay, so these are the 4 options. Now we can substitute, let's say pi equal to 30 degrees. Now if you substitute pi equal to 30 degree, now sine 30 is 1 by 2. Now this will be like 1 by 4. Okay, so 1 by 4 minus 3 into 1 by 2 plus 2 by cosecant 30, that will be like 3 by root 3 by 2, right? So this is 3 by 4. Now this whole thing is equal to 1. Okay. So So if substitute 30, so 30 is a possible value, right? So possible value. So this what is given here and here, okay, we have matched. So now we can substitute the same 30 in this equation. So you will get cos 60 plus sin 90 plus cosecant 60. Now that value, if you find, it will be like 1 by 2 plus 1 plus 2 by root 3. Okay, now this I'll write it here. So you will get 3 root 3 plus 4 by 2 root 3. 2 root 3 is the LCM, right? Now you to simplify, just multiply by the denominator 2 root 3. Okay, so you will get 9 plus 4 root 3 by 6. That's the answer option D for this question. Okay, so this first video I will be stopping here at question number 15. The second video I'll start from question number 16. I hope you like my methods. Please like, share and subscribe to Learning About. We will meet in the second video.